Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tom, and today I'm taking a look at the last mall from my trip to Long Island. This is Green Acres Mall in Valley Stream, New York. Now come along with me and let's see how it's doing. And don't forget, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos coming up, as well as store walkthroughs, flea markets, and who knows what else. And if you really want to help support the channel, please check out my Patreon, which is also called Flea Bitten Adventures. And also, please check out my second YouTube channel, which is called Flea Bitten Side Quests. Thanks. So this mall opened in 1956 as the Green Acres Shopping Center, which was an open-air mall. It didn't become fully enclosed until between 1969 and 1970, and it didn't become known as Green Acres Mall until 1983. The mall was developed by the Channon Organization, was designed by Irwin S. Channon, and was built on parts of what used to be Curtis Airfield and the Columbia Aircraft Corporation. When the mall first opened, there was only one anchor store, Gimbel's. JCPenney opened the next year in 1957, Lane's opened in 1960, and the mall's fourth anchor store, Sears, didn't get added until 1982. None of the mall's original anchor stores remain today. This part of the mall we're in now, which is considered the North Wing, was built during a $46 million expansion and renovation of the mall between 1982 and 1983. From what I understand, before that renovation, this part of the mall was just a block of stores. During the renovation, they added the second level to the mall, as well as fountains, trees, skylights, plants, a terracotta brick floor, and the glass elevator we walked past when we were coming in. They also added the food court on the second level, and the Sears, which was located straight ahead. The Sears closed, though, in 2021. As you can probably see, the mall is currently under renovation again. This current renovation started around June of 2025, about a month before I filmed this video, and it's expected to be completed sometime in 2027. The largest aspect of this renovation is that the old Sears building, the Sears Auto Center, and the attached parking garage are being demolished and replaced with a ShopRite grocery store. They'll also be adding a new entrance area, green spaces, and new restaurants, including the Cheesecake Factory and Shake Shack, among others, not unlike what they're doing currently at the Smith Haven Mall and many other malls today. On the left, behind the elevator, that used to be a Century 21 department store from 2015 until it closed in 2020. Shoppers World moved in 2021, but then Shoppers World closed in 2024, and it appears that a Foot Locker is moving in there eventually. So this mall has had a few owners over the years. It was owned by Vornado Realty Trust from 1997 until they sold the mall to its current owners, Macerich, in 2012. And from what I understand, Macerich has sometimes been referred to as, quote, the mall doctor, because unlike some other mall owners who will remain nameless, when they acquire a mall, especially a struggling mall, they'll generally invest in that property and make improvements. As a result, you'll generally end up with a reinvigorated mall, and that seems to be the case here, as I wasn't able to find any articles online calling this a dead or dying mall, and from what I saw with my own eyes, the mall seems to be doing rather well. But if this is your local mall and you disagree with that, please let me know in the comments. And, of course, no mall would be complete without an Auntie Anne's pretzel shop. Straight ahead, where the Primark is today, that's where JCPenney was located from 1957 until it closed in 2020. It was replaced by Primark and Uniqlo in 2023. And for those of you out there saying that the mall looks a little empty at this point, that's probably because this was filmed during the middle of the week at about 11 to 11:30 in the morning, just after opening. I would assume the mall got a bit busier as the day went on. As I'm looking back at this video now, the mall kind of reminds me a little bit of the Warwick Mall in Warwick, Rhode Island. At least this hallway here does. Similar design to the roof. Not exactly the same, but similar. On the left, where the H&M is located today, I believe that's where one of the original junior anchor stores, J.J. Newberry's, was located. Newberry's opened in 1957, but I'm not sure when they closed. And then straight ahead, this is where the mall's original anchor store, Gimbel's, was located from 1956 until it became Abraham and Straus in 1986, and then finally Macy's in 1995. And they've got another pretzel shop. This one, though, is Wetzel's Pretzels, which I don't see those as much anymore as I do Auntie Anne's. Now, something I ran across when I was researching this mall, and also when I had told a few people I was coming here, I heard it mentioned at least a couple times that some people thought this mall was not entirely safe, as there have been at least a couple of shootings here over the last few years. In 2022, for example, a worker at the famous footwear kiosk was shot in the leg, and then in 2023, a shoplifting suspect allegedly fired a gun and they had to lock down the mall. Also, going much, much further back in time, in 1968, Diane Cusick was murdered in the parking lot by serial killer Richard Cottingham. However, I've run across not too dissimilar histories at many of the other malls I visited over the years, and while I was at the mall, I personally never felt unsafe. But again, if you've been to this mall before, and especially if it's your local mall, let me know what you think about that in the comment section. On the right, where the Old Navy is today, I think that's where one of the original junior anchors, Woolworths, was located. Woolworths opened in 1956, but like with the Newberrys, I'm not sure when it closed. And then at the end of the hallway here, this spot has been no less than 7 different anchor stores over the years. It was originally Lane's from 1960 until 1965. It then became Love's in 1966, S. Klein's in 1968, Corvette's in 1975, Gertz's in 1982, Stearns in 1983, and then finally Macy's Men's and Furniture Gallery, which I believe opened around 2001 or so. I think these skylights we're seeing here at both ends of the mall, I believe those were added during the 82-83 renovation. And also, if anybody knows where the water fountains used to be located, please let me know, because I wasn't able to find any information or photos on those old water fountains. Or really any pictures of the interior of the mall before the last 10 to 15 years or so. Looks like something's going in here on the right, but I'm not sure what. I didn't see any signs out front stating what store was going to be moving in. But I would assume this is part of the, the renovation that they're doing now. And if you look to the right on the second level, there's a mural showing what the renovated mall is going to look like. And like with the Smith Haven Mall renovations, if you want me to come back once the renovations are done here and do another video, please let me know. But it looks like that won't happen until probably 2027, according to what I've read. According to the sign on the wall over here, they're going to have a launch family entertainment park open up here. I had to look that up online, and it appears to be most similar to a Round 1. So it's like an arcade with food, and it also seems to have like trampolines, things like that. But I don't think I've seen a launch entertainment facility in any of the malls I've been to so far. Looks like that Launch Family Entertainment Park is going to have an exit here as well. So that's going to be a fairly large facility. And then once again, this is where Sears used to be, and it's eventually going to be a ShopRite. Which I don't think I've seen a ShopRite in a mall before. So I actually kind of wonder if they're going to have an entrance and exit to the ShopRite through the mall, or if it's going to be completely separate, which they have done at some other malls. I would hope they would maintain an entrance and exit to the mall right here, because if you don't have one, I think that kind of kills this end of the mall. Not sure what they're doing with this area straight ahead. So here's the food court, which, as I mentioned, was added during the 1982 to 1983 renovation of the mall. It was renovated again between 2006 and 2007, and then yet again between 2014 and 2016. I'm not sure exactly what they changed, though, other than I'm guessing the seating area and possibly the decoration on the ceiling here. And it looks like a fairly decent food court. There's a lot of selection here. There's only one vacant restaurant, but that one says something's coming soon. So it looks like it's doing fairly well. And there's also a lot of restaurants in here that I have not seen at other mall food courts. Alright, so now let's take the elevator down to the first floor and head on out, and then we'll do a drive around the mall and see what it looks like from the outside. Alright, so first up, where the Target is located today, that used to be an Alexander's, which opened in 1967. The Alexander's closed in 1992. The building was demolished and replaced by Caldor in 1994. The Caldor then closed in 1999 and was replaced by the Target not long afterwards. And I do believe that is technically considered part of the mall. This is where Gimbel's used to be from 1956 until it became the Abraham and Straus and then eventually the Macy's. To the right, you'll see another group of stores. That's also technically considered part of the mall. Originally, there was a grocery store over there called First National, which became Finest in 1964. And then the current stores were added, I believe, in 2008. This side of the mall was renovated between 2014 and 2016. I believe they added new entrances on this side, and they also updated the facade. Here's the Primark, and before this was the JCPenney. And here's what it looked like when it was JCPenney. So this has been majorly updated. And here's the Old Navy. And this is what it looked like during the renovation. And then this is the Macy's men's and furniture department, which, as I mentioned, was originally Lane's, then Love's, then S. Klein's, then Corvette's, then Gertz's, then Stearns, and then finally the Macy's men's and furniture. I think that might be the most number of anchor stores in a single location that I've ever run across. And then this is where the Sears parking garage used to be located. It would have been torn down, I think, just within the last few months or so. And you can see the Sears building in the background there. It's still there, but that is going to be torn down as well. And this is the old Sears building. And there you have it. That was the Green Acres Mall in Valley Stream, New York. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. I've got a lot more mall videos coming up. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.